dry hopped, hard cider, fermented under pressure in a little mini keg. What could go wrong? Let's just kick it. I'm Dr. Hans, this is Dr. Hans Brewery, my channel about beer and homebrewing. This is not beer, but it is homebrewing. This is a hard cider which I dry hopped. I already said that, sorry. I'm gonna go through the brew day and all the numbers and the tasting, and gonna do some little experimental thing here also, so I have triple glasses. But first let me tell you, this video is sponsored by Angel Yeast. So I use their BF16 lager yeast. I want to tell you of course why I use the lager yeast. I had a reason for that. And I use their BrewNutri-Z yeast nutrient. So thank you Angel Yeast. First link in the description goes to Angel Yeast brewing product page. You can read all about their products. The brewing was very simple, and this was fermented in this 5-liter mini keg. Yeah, the doctor will convert everything into birds and stones as usual. I poured into 3 liters of fancy squeezed, what do you call that? In Sweden we would call it a must, just pressed apple juice. Right? You gotta have a fancy word for it as we have. As that was only 3 liters and I had 5 liters, I had some headspace, so I added some concentrated apple juice, ecological. You don't want any like nasties in there. This was 2 deciliter each, both to take advantage of the headspace that I didn't need and also to bump up the ABV a little bit. That might have been stupid or a genius move, and we will find out in the experiments at the end of the video. This is Editing Doctor from the future. I just found out that I screwed up a little bit. Yeah, as usual. So if you have been thinking about becoming a subscriber, please don't. There's much better channels for you to go and subscribe to than mine. At the beginning of the brew day, I did boil up 6 deciliters of water, and I added BrewNutri-Z, about a teaspoon, and added the hot water on top. So that would mean when all the ingredients are added, I will come up to 4 liters in total in the 5-liter keg. I hope that will fix it. I choose to go with the BF16, a lager yeast, because it was very cold in here. So I wanted a clean fermented yeast that could handle low temperature. So this sounded like a good plan. And to help out the yeast, I used yeast nutrient BrewNutri-Z. You'll find the full recipe down below in the description with all the numbers. I took a gravity reading and it was way higher than I really wanted. It was 1068. So by adding these extra use packages, I really bump up the original gravity. I pressurized the vessel and dialed in my spinning valve to about 15 psi. I didn't want to go too high to start with because I was gonna open this up for dry hopping. Fermentation kicked off instantly, at least it was going the next day, but it was very slow, but it was really cold in the shed. After about a week, I decided to dry hop it. I went with Idaho 7. This is cryo hops. This has an alpha acid of 20.1. Doesn't really matter in my meaning when dry hopping. This was 25 grams. I didn't want to use so much as this was my first experiment with dry hopping cider. I bumped up the temperature with the heating mat and also the pressure to around 25 psi-ish. I did put some extra gas on this when this was cold crashing. Let's see the result. This actually fermented out to 1002, which means that we got ABV over 8.5. I think it's like 8.68 or something. Doctor, can you put out the correct? No, thank you. Let's give it a nose. Smells a little bit hoppy. I do get some apple, but the hops really shines. Looking at it, it's really hazy, but it's expected when dry hopping. Cheers. It's actually really nice. It's not boozy. It's a little bit boozy, okay. It has been sitting outside, so it's quite cold. But it has some sweetness, but also with the alcohol comes sweetness. You could back sweeten it even more if you wanted to, because it is quite dry. As I'm more of a beer drinker than a user of cider and wine, I do appreciate the hop addition. And to be honest, I don't drink cider and wine at all, really. Yes, I know, I'm too brutal honest, I know, my channel sucks. Please do not subscribe. As I really didn't want 8.68% strong cider, if that was the exact correct number. I want to do some experiments. Maybe it's okay, because I can't find any like off-flavor fermentation. Fermentation is super clean, so maybe, just maybe, is it okay to dilute it? So we're gonna try to dilute it different ways. We can try to first back sweetening it, and then we can try just diluting it. This is sparkling water, and we can dilute it with sparkling water and some concentrated apple juice. Apple juice. Äpple is a Swedish word. Sorry. If you want to back sweeten this with apple juice, concentrated apple juice, you can do that direct in the keg, but then you need to kill all the yeast first. If you didn't have any carbonation in this, you could use this for like priming, do secondary fermentation, but that's a whole other video. Let's try some back sweetening here. I'm guessing we also need some sort of control to compare that with. And I don't have a spoon. This will do. Is this good content? That worked. Got sweeter, but also like got a little rounder mouthfeel. Let's try to do some sort of a half and half here. This was not an exact science. Now it's much more like a table drink, and it doesn't hold its own. Give it some apple juice. Kind of lost the thing there. Let me pour more control. Well, it's a nice table drink if you dilute it, and you don't need to add extra juice, but you could do that. So we have the strong, we have the diluted with sparkling water and some more concentrated apple juice, and we have the back sweetened one with apple juice. Let's score a winner. On its own, it's the untouched version, the strong one, I must say, that will win. But diluting it to make like a table beer, sorry, but like a table cider is not bad. Thank you ANGGs for sponsoring this video. If you do want even more bad content, I do have Patreon and channel membership. And talking about cider, there were an experiment on how to give cider better head. And you know the drill by now. Everyone loves good head. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Då åkte Hans out. If you haven't seen this video, maybe you should go and check that one out before the card goes away. You seen that one? That one might be the one. Yeah.